Kill, what do you think about Adrian Peterson's comments that the NFL is like modern-day slavery?
Yo, I think that's deplorable because, I mean, he's making more than $1 million or $2 million a year. And,
He makes
$11
million.
Yeah.
He makes 11 if next year. Go ahead, my fault.
Yeah, slaves don't make millions of dollars. I mean, I'm sorry. That's just stupid.
That's what somebody said.
Like,
slaves don't finish working and then go home to their mansions and their Bentleys.
I just like you said earlier,
Rashad Mendenhump defended that statement.
But my thing is this.
I have people defend.
Right, but my thing is this. I just hate when people compare, especially things in this day and age, to slavery, which was probably the worst part of American history, damn near world history, like ever. I mean, it's the situation where they're choosing to be in the NFL, though. No slaves was choosing to be slaves, lining up talking about, sign me up for indentured served slavery. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like they was lining up to be slaves.
Hey, JJ.
If the slaves, and they getting paid enough to the top, like, 0.5% of America. He makes $11 million next year if there's football next year.
Exactly.
Like, you can't compare that to slavery, AP. And I like AP. That's my man, but I think people, just like you said, Dev, earlier, a lot of people use these terms. Now, everybody knows what slavery is. But, I mean, you got to understand, like, come on, man. Like, that will kill your perception in the public. How did
Mendenhump try to defend this? What did he say? I didn't hear what he said.
Well, no, I'm glad you asked. Pittsburgh Steelers running back Rashad Mendenhump offered support to Adrian Peterson.
They just basically.
And this is what Mendenhump said. Anyone with knowledge of the slave trade and the NFL could say that these two parallel each other. He is correct in his analogy of this game. It is a lot deeper than most people understand. That was the comment by Rashad.
Why can't it just be we're in a situation like many working class people where they do a job where they don't feel totally appreciated? Don't go around talking about slavery for the point that PJ made.
You're not a slave.
That's why I'm appalled that black people, of all people, are coming to his defense. I seen people on Facebook yesterday saying that what he said had truth to it, and then there were some people even arguing with me on our page. Yo, there's no truth to it.
There's no truth to slave trade.
Dev, let me also finish the quote, because when Mendenhump was
real quick. Those people before you finish that, those people that I'm talking about now, they're being black protectionists, at least they think they are. But they're not realizing that you're talking about something that's very offensive to older black people and our ancestors and stuff like that. So you can't have it both ways. And I think
they're Adrian protectionists.
I'd rather offend Adrian Peterson than our ancestors.
Well, hold on. Let me make one statement about this. First off, Rashad Mendenhump needs to go back and continue to fight for same-sex marriage, because that makes no sense. I hate when people sit there like when there's really no defense for it. And what they say is, it's a lot deeper than you think. That's always their response. They really don't have a response. You know what? It's a lot deeper than you think. That's all I'm going to say.
Let me finish his quote, because y'all are going to have a good time chopping him up. He said, if you look back and dissect what I said, I didn't say that the NFL was slavery. I said that they parallel each other. Look up the word parallel. This means that they're not the same thing, but they run the same course. Dummy. These paths will never cross, but they mirror each other. I would break down how, but that would take an amount of ideology and big words that a lot of you wouldn't understand. Learn to listen.
Learn to listen.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, this is what he said. Learn to listen before you pass judgment, because speaking without knowledge of a subject is truly ignorant. Outside of the dollar amounts you see on TV, you don't know what's going on with the inner workings of this business. Rashad Mendenhump, Pittsburgh Steelers running back.
Like y'all said, this is an excuse they use. But look, plenty of us, analysts, agents, anybody else in the sports world who don't have on pads and stuff like that, study the inner workings of the game enough to know what's going on. I will challenge a lot of players who are sitting back watching the labor negotiations and don't have a clue what's going on. Like, come on.
They don't.
That's always an excuse.
They don't. You know what? One of the main things is choice. Is freedom of choice, which is what we have now. I mean, for him to say that, first of all, he understands what he's getting into when he's working his entire life through college to get to the point where he can make it into the NFL. Then when the players come into the NFL, they talk about how much of a blessing it is. They're crying. They're celebrating with their family. No slave celebrated to become a slave. Nobody was nobody was walking around, and then when they were brought in to become a slave or sold or whatever, and I don't even want to get into the inner workings of slave trade, but no one was lining up to become a slave. You weren't compensated to be the richest people in the world at that time for being a slave. Like, that's like saying slaves were paid were in the top 2 percentile of America. You know what I'm saying? For being a slave. And it's not just about money, but I mean, you're also choosing to do this. You're playing a sport. It's a game. You play the game. Come on, man. That makes me mad. Seriously, man. My
last comment on this whole situation is Adrian Peterson or Mendenhall. My thing is, Adrian Peterson and Mendenhall, listen, if you think it's slavery, stop playing. Put on a little orange vest. Put on an orange vest and show me where to get rebar from, because y'all both can go to Home Depot and get a gig. So if y'all think it's slavery, just show me where to get the rebar from and put the little orange vest on.
My last point. Because we all make jokes. I mean, we did it last week, the week before. We make jokes about the combine being like the slave auction. But just like PJ said, y'all dudes showed up to Indianapolis voluntarily because y'all looking to get that check.
The people who showed up, they worked harder. They went to personal trainers and worked hard to get to Indianapolis and do well in Indianapolis. Y'all could have went to med school, law school, or got a master's degree if you didn't want to do this. Start your own damn business and call the shots. But y'all decided to become professional athletes.
Real quick, not the entire NFL. The entire NFL isn't idiotic. Ryan Grant wrote on his Twitter, there is unfortunately actually still slavery existing in our world, literal modern-day slavery. That was a very misinformed statement. I understand what point he was trying to make. I just feel like he should have been advised a little differently. And so that was from Packers running back Ryan Grant. And I do know a couple house Negroes that enjoy well, never mind.
Wait, it's the war room with 5 nights at the round table, 5 Philly guys diversified and educated.